Yesterday, our list was supposed to be a top 5 list. But to be perfectly honest with you, my filming screwed up completely in the middle and I only got the start and the end of that. So that's why yesterday's list was only 2 ways you can open your opener. But that means, there's always a silver lining. That means today we are going to be looking at 3 extra techniques, things you can do in your opener to, number 1, make sure you're not like everybody else, but number 2, more importantly, you're getting a reply. Now look, I'm really happy we did speak about personalization yesterday. It's a great introduction to what we're going to talk about today, because all 3 of these things do encompass and do involve personalization. So personalization, think of it less as a technique and more of something that you should try to, I guess, involve in every aspect of Tinder as much as you can. So without any further hesitation, let's just jump into the 3 extra things that you can do to get a reply while starting a Tinder conversation. Number 1, compliment. Now, I've spoken about this in another video, which I'm going to link above here. Now, compliments on Tinder can go either way. They can either be terrible or they can either be great. Something that can go completely either way. What do you do to ensure that you're getting a reply? Well, first and foremost, as you would know if you did watch that video, do not make the compliment physical. I'm not talking about the obvious assets. I'm talking about even her smile, even her eyes. Keep the physical compliments to an absolute minimum, if any. Don't do it in your opener. So by all means, compliment. What you can compliment is anything else about your match, anything that you notice. Remember what we said about personalization. Find something in their profile, whatever it is. Interest, something you've seen in her photos, like she's just done a painting and you can compliment on her art. Whatever it is, compliment her skills, hobbies, dreams, thoughts, fears, whatever it is. Just don't make it this. What we spoke about in yesterday's video about Doctor Who. This is where you can go ahead and say, you have amazing taste in TV shows. Something like that. Number 1, you're kicking off the dialogue by showing that you have a shared interest. You've showed that you've looked at her compliment and you're making her feel all warm and fuzzy inside by giving her a compliment.
Okay, now I got a real great compliment for you.
Number 2, a name pun. Now with the name pun, I prefer that you hold this back a little bit. I prefer that you do something that's just more personalized, involved you doing a little bit more digging, a little bit more investigating into your match's profile. What I suggest is to pull this out in those times where you are just stuck, where you have absolutely nothing to talk about. You're wondering, how the hell should I start up this conversation? And it gives you something to go on. But just be wary, they have been used a lot. So if you are going to do it, make sure that you're being, I guess, quite original with it. The best thing to do, I would say, if you are really stumped and you can't come up with one yourself, is get their name, type it into Google and type in name pun. Something like that, chances are, out of maybe the top 3 hits, be able to find a pretty decent pun. Hopefully she hasn't heard it before, but when we're comparing it to 99% of those hi, hello, hey, what you up to, boring ass messages, you are sticking out, standing out from the rest of the pack.
Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you're born to stand out?
And number 3, one of my favorites, a GIF. I refuse right here, right now, to ever call them Giphy. So GIFs. Do they really work well? Well, the answer is a big whopping definite yes. As recent studies have shown, starting the conversation with a GIF gives you a 30% better chance of getting a reply than just a boring old hey, hi, hello. Now, when it comes to the GIF, what I suggest you do is right here, right now, well, after you watch all my videos, but right here, right now, go into your phone on Tinder and search all throughout GIF. I want you to search all through there, find something funny, type in the most random shit you can think of that pops into your head, type it in, have a look, and chances are you are gonna find something funny. But, and this is a big but, just promise me, please promise me, just please, that you are not going to go into the GIF page on Tinder and click on one of those first 5 to 10 GIFs that are there. What I mean by that, let's have a look on Tinder right now. I've pressed the GIF button. The very first few GIFs that pop up is Shaquille O'Neal doing a little wink. We've got some other winks and some how are you doing type faces. Yeah, they're pretty funny, right? They're not bad, but the person you are sending them to has been sent them hundreds of times. Now, taking this one step further, what we said yesterday about personalization and picking something out of their profile, this is a perfect place to do it with the GIFs. Okay, so what do I mean by that? How we can personalize GIFs? So it's actually pretty easy. I'm going to give you an example here. So I had a friend who was getting involved in the program and I was helping him out. Now, when he got started, he came across a female who had a profile that was completely blank. On their profile, there in their little sort of work section, the one thing that they did have was the fact that they are a cabin crew or air hostess or whatever they're called these days. So they work for an airline. So my friend at the time was struggling to come up with a decent opener, something witty, something personalized for this woman that didn't have anything in her profile. So what he went ahead and did is went and looked at the GIFs, typed in planes, flying, airport, air hostess, whatever, until he found a decent GIF. Now it's a little bit, I guess, morbid because it was a GIF of a plane crashing, but it got a response. It was funny. It was different to every 1,000 other bloody message that she's got it. So if you look at every little bit of advice I have given in these last 2 videos, what it all comes down to for me, just be different. Aim, strive to be different, to stand out from the pack as much as possible. Number 1, it umbrellas everything. Most important is personalization. Number 2, questions. Ask them a question that can start a good dialogue, give them an outcome, a would you rather, a 1 or 2 type question. They're more likely to answer it. There's not too much effort going into thinking of a good answer, and form conversation started. Number 3, a name pun. Instead of digging into their profile and finding something funny, you found their name, you've taken it to the internet, you found a funny ass name pun for that, and you've used it. Opens a little bit different. Good. Number 4, compliment. You know what compliments work well and what don't. Compliment her hobbies, her interests, her job, her photos, her bio, whatever it is, something like that. Steer away from anything physical. Good. And last but not least, a GIF. Now, first and foremost, find some good ones to have in your back pocket to pull out on a rainy day when you actually have no idea how the hell to start a conversation. But number 2, more importantly than that, you can do some digging, do some investigating onto your match's profile, pick out something that is relevant, that you have noticed, that you have come across, and do a GIF about that. So that wraps up everything there today, folks. We've gone over 5 different ways to open up your conversation. And the big thing here is I want you to sort of reflect and recognize on the fact that not once did I just say this line, do a line like this. Now, the reason I say that is there are so many of these fake gurus, or these wannabes out there that don't know what they're talking about, and if anything, are actually doing the opposite. They're infecting your mind with crap. So I wanted to come in and teach you guys step by step, one by one, just the easy, real world way to do it. None of this bullshit copy and pasting. So look, I am rambling on here a little bit. I just can't believe how powerful these things can be, and I definitely suggest that when you do actually get one of those matches, don't just jump in straight away because you're so excited and just, you know, the very first thing that comes to your mind. Stop, slow down, take your time. That time between you matching and you writing a message, it's fine. Don't freak out thinking, oh shit, I've got to get on and I've got to write a message straight away. It's not the case. Take your time, relax, and you'll be sweet. So if you did like today's video and bringing you more of these real world actual things that help you, guys, give me a thumbs up because I am here to help. Leave me a comment, I will get back to all of them. Please subscribe. I'm going to be bringing you these videos every single freaking day. But until next time, guys, see you later.